Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday night live stream. Today is Sunday, September 8th, 2024. How's everyone doing? It's weird. It's dark now. Summer is gone. Fall is upon us. Autumn is upon us. This morning, I went for my walk, and it was nice and cool, and it was different. So hoodie weather is upon us, and that also means that winter jackets will be a thing, but at least I have some time in a few months to worry about that. Maybe a few months. Hi, everyone. Welcome again. This is the first time I'm going to be live streaming in about 2 weeks, something like that. It's nice to be back. And I have quite a bit to talk about. But first, before I continue on here, I have a question for all of you who are in chat, for anybody who watches this later. Are you waiting till Monday? Did you tell yourself this weekend, you know what? I got all this stuff going on. I don't want to worry about my health and wellness right now. I'm just going to start on Monday. Is that you? Are you that person? Have you told yourself that more than once this week? Or multiple times over the last few weeks? Is this a recurring problem that you've had for a while? If it is, stop waiting till Monday. Start today. Start right now. And if you say, but Jerome, I wanted to do and eat, and then go do it. No one's telling you not to. I'm just saying, live your life. Take care of your health and wellness. You're not going to be perfect all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days a year. You're going to have ups and downs, and it's actually learning how to overcome that. It's learning to be okay with imperfection. It's learning to fall and stumble and get up and start again. Honestly, that's the position I'm in right now. I had a long vacation. I gained a ton of weight. I lost weight after fasting. I had stuff come up, gained more weight, lost it again, have been dealing with my cravings, have been dealing with the volume of food I've been eating. And some of it sucks, but I know I have to keep going. I know I have to show up. I know I have to be accountable. And I thank all of you who are in chat right now for being accountable, for showing up, because you don't have to be here. It's Sunday, 7:45 p.m. I'm sure there's a football game going on right now, right? So there are probably some of you who are watching that game, which is fine. Probably enjoying yourself, but hopefully, if you do watch this later, you didn't tell yourself, I'm just going to wait till Monday. Because you know what? The game's tonight. Today's a full game of, or a full day of football or whatever. I haven't watched any football in a long time. So I don't even know what the schedule's like at this point, but I do believe the season has already started. I just want people to get out of the habit of starting over and thinking that tomorrow is going to be a new day, that you have to day one everything. What do I mean by day one? I mean telling yourself, okay, today is going to be the day. Today's going to be day one. This is the start of the rest of my life. Stop being that person. Just, if today is your day one, sure, fine. But let it be the last time you tell yourself this is going to be your day one, because sooner or later you have to realize that that's crazy talk. It's literally crazy talk if you have told yourself today is day one and you've done that more than a handful of times, more than a dozen times. It's insanity. It really is. So please, don't wait till Monday. Don't day one everything. Don't tell yourself tomorrow's going to be the day. I'm going to restart on such and such day, right? Get out of that habit. Break that cycle. from what you're doing and just start living your life, start learning from your mistakes, and let's just keep moving forward. That's what I'm here for. That's honestly the message that I have been carrying now from, I don't want to say day one. I feel like this message, this type of thinking has taken time for me to understand. And there are days when I don't want to show up. There are days when I don't want to do what I'm doing, but I know I have to. I feel super bloated today. I'll just say that for all of you right now. Right now, I feel like I refed yesterday and I ate a ton yesterday, like way more than I normally do. And I feel super bloated also because I've been doing shorter fasts. I haven't been doing 90-hour fasts. I haven't been doing consecutive 65-hour fasts. I've been doing a lot of alternate day fasts. I'm coming off of a vacation where I gained a ton of weight. So my weight right now is really fluctuating and I don't feel how I have been feeling when I do my longer fasts, but it's something I'm working on. There are times where I don't want to be here and do this because I feel bloated. Like today, this morning, I was like, shit, I have to do fit check today and I just feel super bloated and I don't want to do it. Earlier today, I woke up, felt bloated, and I was like, I don't really want to go lift because hopefully no one's going to see me lifting. And right, like you get all those stupid thoughts in your head. And for me, I still went and I lifted. I procrastinated for a while. I almost didn't go, but I fucking went and did it because I know I had to. I went for an hour and a half walk today. I didn't look the best, at least in my own eyes, right? We're our own biggest critic. And there was a part of me that went walking out in public and I was like, oh man, I look fat today. That's honestly what I was thinking. But you know what? I went and fucking did it because I know I have to. I know it's going to be good for me. I know when I lifted weights today, I said, you ate all those calories yesterday. I ate a ton of food. I might as well use it. I might as well go and push at the gym. And I hit new PRs today, new personal records for my own lifting, which is great because I know I have a ton of calories and energy in me. Anto 975 with a €2, right? This is Euro. Anto 975. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I don't know if I've seen you here before. There's not even a message here. So thank you. Oh, actually, here we go. Anto 975 says, hi, Jerome. Could you please answer a question? Yes. I did my first 120-hour fast. Congrats. And when I broke it a few hours later, my heart rate went up to 120, even though my blood pressure seemed normal. What's your take? I don't know, honestly. And actually, I'll leave this to chat for other people in chat right now. Have any of you experienced a faster heart rate after breaking a 120-hour fast? I don't typically check my heart rate after a long fast and I start refeeding. Were you drinking caffeine? Is that part of what you were doing? A few hours later, my heart rate went up to 120, even though my blood pressure seemed normal. Honestly, I am not sure. Maybe it's something I can check for myself in the future, but I haven't really noticed anything off after, during, or after my refeeds and after I break. So I'm not exactly sure. Green tea. Anto 975 was saying, oops, wrong one. Thank you, Paranathi. I probably pronounced that wrong for the kind words, but yes, please, just anybody who can maybe help, because I'm not sure. Having an increased heart rate after breaking, after doing an extended fast, it's not something I really noticed, so I'm not exactly sure. Not sure. Spike, I see you there. I love football. Oh, here we go. Spike also says heart rate will slow down while fasting. When you eat, it just increases the heart rate to move blood to the digestive system. Perfect. Spike always coming in with the info. Spike, thank you for helping Anto out. Anto, maybe it's something that you just keep mindful of. See if it's something that increases more over time or less. But as long as you're feeling good, I wouldn't maybe I wouldn't worry too much about it. I don't know how long it was 124. There you go. Savage Dad says the same thing. After I eat, my heart rate goes up about 25. Anyway, thank you, everyone in chat, for helping out. Anto, thank you again for the donation. I appreciate that. I want to remind people here as well. Yes, this is a live stream where I share my nerdy stats and what I'm going through and how I'm feeling, and I share some advice that I can. But I want to remind you too, the people that are here, this is also your place for accountability. So please feel free to share in chat how you're doing, what's going on, what kind of successes you've had, what kind of possible stumbles, failures you might have as well. I have said this to people I coach, to people I work with, to people who sign up for these 15-minute consultations. When we do things well and we feel super motivated, we can't wait to tell the world. We're excited. We see the progress. We love it. I'm happy for you. I love to hear it. At the same time, when we're not doing well, when we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, we run away, we hide, we make it a secret, whatever you want to call it. We avoid in that type of way. It's a coping mechanism I have done. It's a coping mechanism that's still really instilled in me. But perfect example is today. I ate last night. I ate a ton of food. My refeed was way longer than it normally was. I feel bloated this morning. My weight is up by a lot. But I'm here and I'm showing up because I know that there are going to be good days and there are going to be bad days. And I know that if I run away and I don't show up and I don't show any accountability, how am I going to learn? How am I going to learn from my mistakes? So please, when I say show up in chat, share how you're doing, share those stumbles. Realize that those things are what will help you in the future grow and learn, right? Instead of just running away from it, instead of saying, you know what, I'm not going to show up to the stream today because I'm just not feeling it. And then what happens? A couple days go by, a week goes by, a month goes by, and then here you are telling yourself, you know what? I'm going to do a 168-hour fast. I'm going to fast for a week and then I'm going to just roll into those. And right, you come up with these crazy schemes in your head instead of just practicing imperfect consistency and moving forward. And that's honestly the topic of today, right? So many of us are obsessed with the scale. We worry about the scale. In a lot of ways, the scale controls us. And instead of worrying about the scale every day, having the scale control us and determine whether or not we're going to break, stop worrying about the scale and start working on consistency. Start working on accountability. I cannot tell you how often I run into this problem. So many of us we're motivated at the beginning. We want to show up. We do the things that we have to do, and then we fall off. And then we run away, and then we hide, and then we make excuses. And then we say, you know what? I'm going to come back later because I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to show up right now. I don't want to show any accountability. I don't want to be here. And I'm not talking just about people in chat. I talk about this during my coaching sessions. People who decide, you know what? I'm not feeling it right now, which is fine, right? Like it's not me that will be the answer to any of you. I am not your answer. I am here to help. But if coaching is helpful, if coaching actually shows some accountability on your end, then have that be your priority. or at least have that accountability show up for other people in a different way. When you start hiding, when you start making things a secret, when you stop ignoring or when you start ignoring everything around you and the world around you, you know you're fucked. You know something is wrong and you're just letting it happen and you're just perpetuating it. I say these things because that was me. And in a lot of ways, it's still me. I think that way. I think how easy this could be for me to just not stream tonight and to just eat again and not show up because I'm embarrassed and I feel guilty for keeping my refeed too long. I don't feel guilty, by the way. I just say that because that's how I used to feel in the past. This is me trying to overcome the shit that has been dug deep inside me for so long. It's a habit feeling this way. And it's something that I'm continually trying to break out of. My sweet my sweetie pie with a $10 donation. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you. I appreciate that. Been following you since June and I finally started my rolling fast on Wednesday. Congratulations. Already down 8 pounds and I feel more in control than I felt for a long time. And you know what? Number one, I love that for you. So congratulations on your success. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being accountable, right? Thank you for introducing this form of fasting. You're very welcome. And I want to remind people too, right? Like, yes, this is about fasting. This is about weight loss, but this is about so much more than that. Sure, fasting will get you weight loss results. Fasting will put the weight on the scale down. But if that is the only thing that you are thinking about, there's so much to learn, right? So this is why showing up is so important. It's learning about yourself and realizing some of the things that you might be doing, some of the bad habits that you might have, and breaking out of those habits, introducing the good ones in. My sweetie pie, thank you again for the $10 donation. I appreciate you. Please keep us posted on your progress and how things are doing. I'm actually a little curious how you lost the 8 pounds, what kind of rolling fasts you were doing. So since Wednesday, if you're still doing it, my guess is you're rolling into or you're getting into a 90 plus at this moment, unless you broke earlier and then you're just rolling into another one. Either way, congratulations. I love that for you. Thank you again for the support, for the donation. Okay, so also for other people, if you have questions, I just want to remind you, please save them for the end. Hang out here, talk to others in chat. You can ask questions a little later. I will try to answer as many as I can. If I see things here that I can maybe answer, if I'm just occasionally looking through the chat, then I'll go ahead and pop it up if I can. But for the most part, I want to take some time here, talk about where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and then I'll do some Q&A. Cool? Okay, got it? I'm going to share where I'm at right now. Today, I am on day 308. 308 days of performing rolling fasts. That's 44 weeks. I was doing the math not too long ago, and I was like, okay, 4 weeks in a month, 44 divided by 4 is 11. And this is where I say, I've been doing this for 11 months, but I actually started on November 6th. And if today was 11 months, it's only September 8th. So, and then I realized 12 months is 52 weeks or 1 year is 52 weeks. So it just 28 days is 4 weeks. Anyway, I'm 44 weeks in. Let's just say I've been doing this for 10 plus months, almost doing this for a year. Can you believe I've been doing this for almost a year? Wild. Crazy to me that I have been consistent for this long. And that really passes off to you. Think about where you would be if you were doing something consistent for 300 plus days, for 308 days, right? Think about where you would be. 44 weeks of doing this. Even if you just told yourself, hey, for 44 weeks, for 308 days, I'm just going to try to put these shorter fasts in, maybe do an occasional ADF, do something that's relatively not too difficult, but you're consistent about it. You're not worrying about the scale and you're working more on your consistency. Imagine 44 weeks of telling yourself, I'm not going to start over. I'm not going to wait till Monday. I'm not going to wait until my vacation ends, until my birthday comes, until all this bullshit that you tell yourself, right? Imagine doing that for 44 weeks. Even if you lost half a pound a week, you'd be down 22 pounds. And it probably wouldn't have been this huge, arduous thing where you're torturing yourself or you're pushing so hard. Not that there's anything wrong with doing that, but I just want people to understand that you can find success in doing something consistent. You can find success in doing something consistent. You can find success in doing something consistent. 44 weeks, even if it was 1 pound a week, you'd be 44 pounds down. Think about that. Think about that right now. Subtract 44 pounds from where you're at and think about how good that would feel. Unless you're at goal weight or you're underweight, then don't think about that. Because if I was 44 pounds less than where I'm at right now, that would not be a good thing. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. If you are overweight or obese and you have had trouble when it comes to controlling your food, controlling the way you eat, think about where you'd be if you had just been consistent and maybe put a goal for yourself of losing 1 pound a week. Because I think that's more than fair to give yourself a 1 pound a week weight loss goal. I'm just saying this is where the consistency makes a lot of sense. Instead of telling yourself, I'm going to do a 1 week fast, a 28-day fast. Not that there's anything wrong with doing that as long as you can do it healthily. But I just want people to get out of that habit of starting over, doing these crazy ass fasts, doing all of these extreme things. And I mean, who am I to talk, right? I've done 1 week fasts. I've done 4-day fasts for 5 months in a row. I lost 80 pounds in 5 months. So I get it. I know that a lot of us want that quick fix. And I did that. I honestly did that. And I got to eat my cake too, because I got to eat whatever I want during my refeeds and eat as much as I want. And I still found success. I just want people to understand that there can be success gained in different ways as well. So please remember that. Day 308, I have now done 103 fasts in 308 days. So think about that as well. In 308 days, I have only eaten on 103 of those days. Just a third of those days I have eaten. That's a lot of days where I am fasting. My average fast currently over the last 308 days has been 65 hours. So a little more than 2.5 days, not exactly 3 days, but on average, I have been fasting for almost 2.5 to 3 days on average for the last 308 days, with an average refeed of 5 hours and 50 minutes, meaning that I'll fast for about 2.5 to 3 days, eat for 6 hours, fast for around 2.5 to 3 days, eat again for around 6 hours. Repeat. Fast, feast, repeat. And that's what works for me, doing something like that, working on longer fasts, being able to eat the way I want to eat, and then performing another extended fast. But that hasn't been the case forever. My fasts have gone less and less over time. When I first started fasting, I was fasting on average a lot more during my weight loss phase. In the first 138 days, I had lost nearly 80 pounds performing 93-hour fasts. So nearly a 4-day fast, followed by a 4.5-hour refeed. Over and over and over again for 138 days, which got me down to my goal weight of under 140 pounds. Currently, what I've been doing since then, from days 138 to today, day 308, I have been doing shorter fasts. So I haven't been doing 93 hour fasts on average. I'm doing, if you see here, I've been doing 52-hour fasts now. So this is just a little over 2 days at this point, a little over a 2-day fast with an average refeed of around 6.5 hours. Repeat. You can see the difference on my weight loss phase versus my maintenance phase. A lot more fasts now versus what I was doing before because my fasts were a lot longer. My average fast during my weight loss phase, 93 hours versus where I'm currently at, averaging around a 53-hour fast. Even my refeeds are a little longer. 4.5 hours during my weight loss phase, and now 2 hours longer than that. My average refeed now is around 6.5 hours with an average fast of just a little over 2 days. I bring this up because I want people to understand that I don't sit here and perform 4-day fasts all day, every day. I don't sit here and perform 1-week fasts all day, every day. Over time, my fasts have gotten shorter and shorter and shorter. At the same time, they have gotten shorter because now I am trying to learn how to eat better, how to exercise better, how to perform cardio in different ways, how to strength train in different ways, how to keep my mental state in a good place. It's me working on my shit. I can always fall back to a longer fast if I need to, if I wanted to. If I wanted to do a 90-hour fast, I can definitely do that. But I know that that's not the place I'm in right now. I'm at this place where I'm trying to really evolve not just my fasting, but the way I eat and the way I exercise. This is something that a lot of you will have to start to understand, is that, yes, fasting will always be a part of me. I will always be performing longer fasts. When I say longer, I mean probably longer than most people fast for. In some capacity, I will always, the way I look at it is 42-hour fasts are my goal, my ideal fasting length. I want to perform ADF on a mostly regular basis and then throw an occasional longer fast in there, either to just detox, clean my system, or maybe after a long vacation, just put a longer fast in to kind of clean myself out. At the same time, I'm making sure that I'm working on all these other parts of me, because eventually you are going to get tired of fasting for that long over and over and over again. One of the questions I get a lot is, Jerome, how can you keep doing this? Why, like how are you able to sustain these longer fasts over and over and over? And my answer to that is, one, I don't really fast as long as I used to anymore. You just saw the numbers. My fasts are no longer 90 hours. The last 170 days, however many months that is, 5+ months, 5.5 months, my fasts have only averaged a little over 2 days. So at this point, I'm more or less doing kind of an ADF. Well, longer than an ADF, eating every 2 days. But you see what I'm saying here? That's changed over time. I've kept the weight off in a much different way than when I lost the weight initially. And it's because I've learned so much along that time, along my journey. Today is also 300 days of no binging, which is crazy to me that it's, I've had some difficult moments lately. I've experienced burnout. Thankfully, by the way, the burnout has gone away, which is great. Having that vacation, I think, was really helpful. When vacation ended for me recently, I thought the burnout was still there, but then I realized that the fire in me to continue fasting and doing what I'm doing is very strong. It really is. Like I do this because, listen, when it comes to doing what we're doing, taking care of yourself, being happy and healthy, there's a lot of monotony in it. There's a lot of fasting involved. There's a lot of eating healthy. There's a lot of exercise. There's a lot of things that we don't want to do. And then you realize you have to do something. I have to do something. especially in the state I have been in my entire life, being overweight as a kid, being obese as a teenager, being morbidly obese as an adult. It's been my life forever. And I'm realizing now at 43 years old that I can't just not, that I can't just sit idly by and just let my bad health, my bad habits take over, because it's something that I've been doing for too long. You have to ask yourself that too. You have to come to the realization that, hey, fasting is either going to be your lifestyle, some form or fashion of fasting, whether it's alternate day fasts, whether it's occasional extended fasts, whether it's shorter intermittent fasts. But you have to come to the conclusion that this is going to be your life. And I think the sooner you can accept that, the better it's going to be for you when you do a full day fast and you stop feeling sorry for yourself. When I say that, I mean, you realize that you're fasting for your own health, for your own happiness, and it isn't this, oh, fuck, I have to fast today. Today's going to suck. It's going to be the worst day ever. Blah, blah, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Get over it. Get over it. Because you know what? If you say, well, Jerome, I don't want to fast that way, no one's telling you that you have to. Then what you have to do is you have to work on your diet, right? That's where it becomes important. That's where you need to start putting some priority on, hey, is it going to be the fasting part or the diet part? Can you work on both? If you suck at one, then you better be good at the other. If you suck at both, then work on the steps to start getting good at either one or the other or both. Before you know it, your health is going to eventually come for you if you're not taking care of it. That's the conclusion that I've had. I feel lucky to have been diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic back in 2003. 2003, I was 22 years old. I'm lucky that, I'm knocking on wood here, is that my health has been okay even after keeping my type 2 diabetes, my blood sugar unchecked all over the place for the last 20 plus years, for the most part, right? There have been some ups and downs and some good times where my sugar was where it needed to be. But for the most part, it's been uncontrolled for over 2 decades. I consider myself lucky that I took control of it now. 308 days of not binging is such a huge win for me. It's a huge win for me that a lot of other people who don't deal with binging don't understand. This is also why I show up every day. This is why I make sure that I'm accountable. Because yes, I can hide. Yes, I can make this a secret. Yes, I can run away from my problems. But you know what? My diabetes doesn't care. It doesn't. My high blood pressure doesn't care. My health doesn't care. Eventually, it's going to come for you if you don't take care of yourself. So I want people to understand that this, yes, you can give yourself the woe is me. Why do I have to do this? This fucking sucks. It's not just you, it's me too, right? So get over it. Realize that you need to take care of yourself. You got to do the right things for you. You need to make it a habit to do healthier choices, healthier habits. I tell this to people a lot, especially the ones that I coach. When it comes to eating, my eating has been shit for probably 40 years. I don't know if I've really explained this to a lot of people, but I never even wanted to eat vegetables for 40 years. A salad wasn't something I ever wanted to eat. I spent my entire life eating rice and meat and eggs with either ketchup or, right, that's what I ate, or sabao, which is like a broth, just rice and broth, and I'd add noodles or ramen, or I used to eat ramen with rice. I used to buy those those packet of noodles that has sauce in it or whatever, and you'd make like fettuccine alfredo or whatever. I used to eat those packets of noodles with rice. Like that was my nutrition then. I just ate fast food all day, or I would buy pre-packaged processed food, and that's all I ate. Eating a salad, eating vegetables like I do now, that took 40 years for me to do. So for a lot of you who think that you can't change, you can change. The habits can change. You can better yourself. I never thought I would have enjoyed eating Brussels sprouts, zucchini, carrots, salads. And now I crave it during my refeeds in a weird way. It's something that I enjoy eating, but that's taken time. It doesn't change overnight. I want people to remember when I first started fasting back in 2019, I would do 90-hour fasts, but I wasn't cooking food at home. I was literally going from fast food place to fast food place. And then I'd go to the grocery store to buy pumpkin pie, and I would still lose weight because I was fasting for long periods of time. And then I'd go eat fast food again. And I would repeat that process over and over and over until I started to realize, hey, I can't keep fasting like this. Maybe I should start changing the way I eat. And that's something I started doing. Hey, I can't keep just fasting and just doing nothing else. Then I started walking. Then I started lifting weights. But you won't know how you're going to get there until you fucking do it. Instead of you saying you're going to do all these great things at once, why not just start changing your habits? And instead of saying, I'm just going to start on Monday, hey, you know what? I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to remind you, if this is you, if you keep telling yourself, I'm going to start tomorrow, you're going to make an excuse. I'm just going to stop. Why do that? Accept the fact that maybe today's going to be a shitty day and you're going to overeat, but that's as far as it's going to go. You're not going to do all of these other things that are going to throw you off completely, where you just say, okay, now this is a binge. This is the difference when people see me eat and they think I'm binging. And I'm like, you have no idea what my binging is like and how it affects me. Yes, it's an overeating episode, perhaps. Maybe I'm eating more. And that's the thing too, is I usually just eat more than the average person. And if you can't accept that, that's on you, right? I just eat a lot. It takes a lot for me to feel satiated when I eat. That's all I have to say when it comes to that. Let me scroll back up here. Avdi with a $5 super chat. Avdi Karani, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It is so nice to see you. Welcome back, Jerome. Thank you so much, Abdi. I took a staycation as well last weekend. Hopefully it went well. Gained 15 pounds and lost it after extended fasting. Haters can hate. Your system rocks. Abdi, I appreciate the support. I want to remind people, I know I put 2 videos out about how I gained 22 pounds and then I lost 15 pounds. And there are a lot of people who just are not happy with the way I eat or the way I do things. But I also think people have never seen my journey from the beginning, and they just view one video and they think, oh man, this is the way this guy eats. Let me just tell him how. Listen, I know how to eat healthy. I know that if I could control my calories, I would. It's something that's taken me time. Even when I just told people right now, it's taken me 40 years to eat fucking vegetables. So what I'm doing now and eating fruits, right? That's a huge change from what I used to do. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it too much at this point, but Abdi, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. I'm glad you had a great staycation too. You know, those 15 pounds isn't 15 pounds of fat either. You know that most of that is going to be water weight. So I look forward to hearing how things go afterwards and where the weight goes back down to. Legendary Bastard with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. Hi, Jerome. Did you see Nikocado Avocado's massive 250-pound weight loss? I did. I also love the fact that he was still posting videos, just letting everyone think that he was still at that weight while he was losing weight over the last 2 years. I did see that. He made a video yesterday after being gone for so long. It was insane. I did see that. I am a little curious how he got the weight off, but I'd imagine if he had 2 years and was doing nothing else but taking care of himself, I'd imagine the guy is probably a millionaire and probably had trainers and maybe people helping him cook. I mean, either way, it's great. I'm happy for him. But yes, I did see that legendary bastard. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay. Where am I at? Oh, okay. I want to share this with you all because this is another part of my nerdy stats where things have been a little tough for me lately, weight wise. And a lot of it is because I have been doing these shorter fasts. If you are not aware, initially I was doing 90-hour fasts and then 65-hour fasts. And in the last month, I have been doing like an alternate type of fast, an alternate cycle of fasting. I would do a 65-hour fast followed by a 42-hour fast, which is an alternate day fast, followed by a 65-hour fast. And then just doing that over and over, 65, 42, 65, 42. The problem with these alternate day fasts is I eat a lot. And that is something that I'm still trying to control. To throw a wrench into that 65, 42, 65 plan, I also went on a 6-day vacation where I then gained 22 pounds in a matter of 6 days. It was really 5 days since I fasted one of those 6 days. But I'm going to share this with you now, right? So if you look, and this is the last 12 days of my journey. On August 28th to September 2nd, I went on vacation. I went from 138.4 pounds to 160.2 pounds. It was a 21.8 pound gain, nearly a 22 pound gain. I want to remind people that yes, the weight on the scale showed nearly 22 pounds added, but it wasn't 22 pounds of fat. It doesn't work that way. You don't gain fat that type of way. A lot of it was water weight. And to just prove my point, after doing a 62-hour fast, I lost 15 pounds of the 22 that I had gained. I went from 160 to 145.4, which ended up being more of a 7-pound gain, which makes sense instead of a pure 22-pound gain, right? So after doing that 62-hour fast, I ended up gaining almost 7.5 pounds after that refeed from 145 to 152. And then I did a 41-hour fast. I want to talk about me doing a 41-hour fast after doing a 62 or so. This is where I am talking about now. Yes, I could have easily done a 90-hour fast. I could just do rolling 90s at this point and get myself back down to the 130s, but I'm trying to teach myself to do these shorter fasts. I also had something to go to that day where I ended up having a very long refeed. I think it was nearly an 11-hour refeed. I went to this minor league stadium in Wisconsin, and it was like this event where it was unlimited food and unlimited liquor, and I overate. Anyway, after that 41-hour fast, I did lose 4 pounds, going from 152 to 148.8. And then, wait, did I do this right? Yes. I think I did. I'm missing something here. I did a 41-hour fast, lost 4 pounds. I need to look at my numbers. Sorry. I think I left something out here. So yes. Oh, okay. 152, 145, 152.8. And then yes. I don't know. It doesn't here's what I'm trying to say. So that I went and ate that day, whatever. I gained weight, and then I performed a 42-hour fast or a 41-hour fast, which was yesterday. And I lost 4 pounds, and then I refed last night, and my refeed was crazy. My refeed, I ate my normal food. I had a salad. I ate cottage cheese with protein powder. One of the things that I've been doing lately is really upping my protein. I Yesterday I probably ate 200 grams of protein. I try to hit 250 now at this point on my refeeds to hit 250 grams of protein just because I eat so many calories. I had Brussels sprouts, Italian sausage. I had zucchini. I had carrots. I had mushrooms. I had eggs and rice and tomatoes. And I had a protein bar. I had a banana. And then I had pie. And I had some leftover chocolates. And for some reason, I was just super hungry. And anyway, it was a 6.4 pound gain, and I'm currently I'm at one. This morning I weighed in at 155.2. Yes, 155.2. So the weight is still going up and down right now after vacation. I don't like being at 155.2. I feel very, very bloated today. I'm about to push a 65-hour fast, and hopefully that will get me under 145. And I say 145 because that was the weight I was at after my vacation, after doing a 62-hour fast. I am trying to now trend down into the low 140s and then hopefully to the high 130s. And yeah, it's been a little tough. It's been a little tough to do these shorter fasts because it's harder for me to control the way I eat. And like I said, there was a part of me today where I was like, oh man, I feel so bloated. I don't want to do this live stream because I have to do fit check and I have to show people where I'm at. And which is why like I'm wearing this shirt. Usually I'm wearing a tighter shirt and I'm wearing an adult small today because I'm bloated. I'm so bloated today. So with that being said, I want to do fit check, but I want to remind people, even though I didn't want to be here, even though I feel bloated, this morning I still went for an hour and a half walk. This morning or later this afternoon, I went to the gym and I lifted weights because I told myself, don't waste the opportunity to still take care of yourself. This is the same reason I am here right now hosting this live stream, because even though there's a part of me that maybe didn't want to do it, I know that I have to be accountable. I know that I have to show up. I know that other people watch me here to get encouragement, to get motivation, to get inspiration, to feel inspired, to know that, hey, I'm not perfect in what I do, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with imperfection. What really matters is how you pick yourself back up and continue on and move forward. So even though I'm currently 155.2 pounds right now, right? Think about it. I'm about 15 pounds over from where I normally want to be. And it's weird because probably me 2 years ago or 3 years ago would be like, yeah, but you're 155, you're fine. But I'm used to being in the 130s now. So that's me obsessing with the number on the scale, but it's also knowing that I am not where I currently want to be. But we'll do fit check. I am wearing a size small today, size adult small instead of my youth extra large, because I had to wear a bigger shirt because I'm just so bloated. So we'll do this. You'll see where I'm at. I mean, it's not right. It's not awful. I'm obviously wearing this to hide the bloat, right? But I mean, fuck it. You can see how bloated I am. I'll just share with you how bloated I am right now. I mean, I guess I wear this compressed shirt. Do you realize how dark I am? This is me because I walk outside every day and I walk 5 miles. This is the difference of how dark I am, right? But I'm bloated. I feel super bloated right now. It might not look like it, but that's God, I'm so white. Yes. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. Yes, I have loose skin. I always say this too. I have loose skin here. on my neck. I have loose skin on my upper arms. You can see it right here. Actually, this is the I have loose skin on my lower stomach. Um, yeah, I'm bloated. I don't like how I look right now. I mean, you can see the bloat, but yeah, I uh, I do this for transparency for all of you, so you can see that. Uh, One of the things that I've been doing a lot lately is lifting weights. I try to lift heavy. It's to even help with like the loose skin. Like that's me flexing just to show. But see, like, yeah, it's annoying. It's not okay. Oh, I didn't mean to take this off, so give me a second. Okay. I do this for you all for transparency's sake. See, this is me getting out of my comfort zone, telling myself I have to be accountable. I have to show people where I'm at. But yeah, I'm about 15 pounds heavier right now. I know most of it is water weight. I'm sure I'm probably somewhere in the low 140s to mid 140s. I think that's where I'm at. So I honestly probably have about 5, 6, 7 pounds of real fat to lose at this point. And that's because of vacation, and that's because of my shorter fasts, and it's because of the extra volume I've been eating when I've been eating. So, um, Spike, no, I could not beat you up. I'm pretty sure I couldn't. So, okay. A couple things before I do some Q&A. I wanna remind people that, like, yes, it sucks to weigh 155 pounds on the scale. It's not the number I want to see. I want to see 135 ideally. That's my real goal. But I'd be happy to see 138 or 139, right? Like that's where I really want to be. Um, But I know that if I worry too much about the scale and obsessing over 150, whatever number that is, that starts to, for me, it's a slippery slope. I look at that number, I think I'm not good enough. I think, oh, you know what? I'm already up at this high weight. So what's another day of eating? What's another day of binging? I mean, I haven't binged, by the way. I'm just saying, right? Like, you're already at this weight, so you can start tomorrow. I don't tell myself those things anymore. Those things don't go through my head in that way. Yes, sometimes I might think about it, but I don't let it come into fruition. I do not let it happen because I tell myself I cannot start going on that slippery slope because I have too many things that are important to me. And my health and my happiness, those are my priorities. I want you to think about that as well. If you're sitting here and you say, what's another day? I'm just going to do this tonight because I can start tomorrow. If that's you, if that's the way you think, start thinking about or asking yourself about your health and happiness. And will it affect your health? Will it affect your happiness? And if the answer to your happiness is yes, it'll make me happy, you and I know that's bullshit. Because eating in that type of way, that doesn't change your happiness because you're going to feel like shit after. And you know it. You know it. Especially probably if it's the way you eat, if it ends up being a binge. Understand that consistency is honestly the key to all of this, is practicing imperfect consistency. Some days are going to be longer fasts. Some days will be shorter fasts. Some days you're not going to lift as heavy. Some days you might not lift at all. Some days your walks or your jogging or whatever might be longer, might be a better pace. And some days they might not be. Some days you might be not feeling it. You're not going to walk as long. Your pace is going to be slower, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's about putting all of these things together and start doing it on a consistent basis, but also to be accountable and show up. If you are that person that cannot show up, cannot be accountable, and in turn start overeating, start binging, start running away, start hiding, that's where that's the real issue. Do you see what I'm saying? The real issue isn't because you're not fasting for long enough. The real issue isn't because you can't do it. Think about your consistency. When was the last time you've done something consistent for a week when it comes to your health habits, your healthier habits? When was the last time you've done something for a week consistently? When's the last time you've done something for 2 weeks consistently, 1 month consistently, 3 months consistently? If you don't have an answer to that, if you haven't taken care of yourself in a healthy way consistently for 3 months, or have shown up for 3 months, because you and I both know this. If you have given yourself healthier habits in 3 months, you know there's going to be progress. If you're an emotional eater, if you're someone that hides when they eat, if you're somebody that says, I'm going to start tomorrow, you have to break that cycle. You've got to break that cycle. Maybe talking in chat is helpful. Maybe working with someone accountability wise, finding an accountability partner is helpful. Maybe I can help you when it comes to coaching. I don't know what that is, but you need to figure out what that answer is for you. Yes, I can be here and I can help and I can guide and I can motivate and I can inspire, but you need to find out what the real issue is and how to overcome that. And maybe it's a combination of all these things. Think about what my answer is, right? When I first started doing this, it was only me. I had nobody. I had nobody to inspire me or motivate me or anything like that. Over time, I started to realize, especially when my motivation started to wear down, when my consistency started to wear down, I realized that posting on YouTube was helpful for me. That was my accountability. That was my way of showing up. That's taken me time to figure out. That was my way out. I don't know what that looks like for you. But for me, it's not just posting to social media. It's knowing about how important my health and my wellness is. It's about going to therapy and taking care of my shit mentally. It is posting online on social media. It is doing these Sunday night live streams and sharing my accountability and sharing my transparency. It's me taking this shirt off and showing you my awful tan and showing you my bloat and saying, I don't feel good right now looking like this, but hey, it's okay because this is the real me. Yes, I have loose skin. Yes, I try to put the shit on the table because that way it feels freeing. And you know what? Even doing what I did just now, it empowers me. It makes me realize, yes, I can do this. I have nothing to hide. Yes, I have gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. I've been overeating during my shorter fast, but you know what? I'm here right now, and that empowers me to continue doing what I'm doing. So I don't know what that looks like for you. You have to figure that part out. When I coach people, I think one of the most important things when I coach people is the accountability part. I said this earlier on the stream. People are so excited when they do well. They're so fucking excited when they do well. And I'm so fucking excited for them. They want to show me the progress. They fill out the spreadsheet I give them. They're like, Jerome, look at these fasts. I've been doing it. I've been exercising. I've been doing all these great things. The moment people slip, the moment people feel like they're not doing well, the spreadsheet isn't filled out. They don't show up on a session. They reschedule with me. And for anyone I coach, for anyone that's watching this, I'm not picking on you specifically, because if you think you're the only person doing that, you have another thing coming. This is a habit. This is not a habit. This is something that is practiced by many people. And you know what? I understand completely. You know why? Because that was me. I was doing the same shit. The same reason I was gone from YouTube for 2+ years. So please do not take this personally. This is me saying I understand. I know what it's like. This is me talking to anyone in chat right now who has been here on a regular basis, but then decides to not come here because they don't want to show up. They don't want to be accountable. They want to run away. They want to hide. And it's probably not everybody, but if you relate to this, if you understand what I'm saying, you know you have to break out of that cycle. You have to show some accountability somewhere. Imagine if I didn't show up today. Imagine if I didn't do this live stream. Many of you would be like, oh shit, where's Jerome? What happened? What's going on? Is he hiding? Is he running away? And me knowing that makes me realize I have to show up. It makes me realize I need to be accountable for my actions, because it can be like that. It can be that quick for me to be like, I'm not going to live stream today. You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to order Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats. And I'm just going to eat, spend $50, $75, $100, and I'm going to worry about it tomorrow, because why not just start tomorrow instead? But I can't do that anymore. That's not how this shit works. I cannot fall back into that type of bad habits. It is a place I don't want to be anymore. And if you are asking yourself, or you're telling yourself that, if you resonate with that, get out of that habit, whatever it is. Find help. Work with someone. Be accountable in your way. Reach out to me if I can help you. There is a way out of this. There is. Andre with a $10 super chat. Andre, it's so nice to see you. Appreciate you. Nice to see you as always. It's been a minute. J-Man, I want to know that we really appreciate you doing all of this so we can see the results. Thank you. No, thank you. I do this because in a way, this is also selfishly for me, right? I do this because I know it helps me get through my fasts. I do this because I know it helps motivate me as well. And in turn, it motivates a lot of you. So thank you, but I'm also very happy to do it, because I know that I need this as much as a lot of people need me as well. Did I say that right? Hopefully I did. Andre, either way, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you as always. Okay. I think that's all I have. So I'm going to take some time here. Spike says, if Jerome didn't show up tonight, I would be bored. I'm going to answer any questions after Spike's comment here. So feel free to ask questions. I will answer as many as I can. I'm feeling pretty good tonight, even though I feel bloated, even though I didn't want to be on stream. I feel good that I'm here. I do feel more empowered. I feel more motivated because I got the shit I needed to get out. I was able to vent. I was able to be like, hey, this is the shit that happened. Here's what's going on. Here's how I'm going to fix it. And how I'm going to fix it is just keep doing what I'm doing and showing up. I'll remind anyone in here as well. Yes, it's easy to show up when you do well. It's a lot harder when you're not doing well. It's a lot harder when you feel like you're failing and you don't want to show up. You don't want to be held accountable. I want to remind people that those are the times to really show up. Those are the times to get the shit out, to talk about it. For people that I coach, I think those are the moments that matter. Those are the moments that matter the most. Because think about, for anybody here right now, for anyone here right now, think about where you're at. And think about, if you're in a bad place right now, think about how cathartic it might be to just let that shit out and talk about it and try to find solutions and have somebody to confide to and have a partner to work with, an accountability partner. And I'm saying it doesn't have to be with me. It can be with other people here, right? Think about how helpful that can be, how motivating or inspiring it can be for you to get off your ass and do something. Instead of saying, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start at midnight. I'm going to wait until whatever. It's September 8th. It's September 8th, 2024. I started this November 6th, 2023. I posted that live stream on November 5th, 2023, saying, this is what I'm going to do. Please join me. Let's do it together. Just start. Whatever it looks like for you, just start. And if part of that is Me helping you, yes, I do offer coaching. Yes, I do offer one-on-one coaching. If you want to talk about, or you need coaching when it comes to fasting or weight loss or accountability, which I believe is what most people come to me for, then please reach out. You can find a link in the description. There's a link right here if you want to book some time. But please feel free to take a look. I tell people this all the time too. I am not a salesman. I'm just here to help. Yes, coaching absolutely helps support me in what I do. It helps me create continuous content. It helps me pay the bills, right? But at the same time, I'm not here to just, I'm here to help you figure out what that solution is, whatever that looks like. And I will say, I think the bigger solution here is accountability. And I'll say it like this. Imagine, and I've been saying this a lot too. If you are watching this tonight and you're struggling with just fasting for the night, say, for example, you wanted to not eat tonight. I'm not eating. Where am I right now? I'm in Chicago. That's not what I meant. I meant, I meant, where am I at? I'm 19 hours, 19 and a half hours fasted, right? I'm not eating tonight. Imagine if you were in the same place and you're like, yeah, Jerome, I'm trying not to eat tonight either. I want to be able to fast until tomorrow. Imagine if you knew that you had to talk to me tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon. Do you think that would encourage you to continue your fast? Do you think that would help you realize, oh shit, I know I got to talk to Jerome tomorrow, so I know I need to do what I got to do? If you think that's helpful, if you think that's an answer, if you think that accountability can at least get you through that day to figure out what your next steps are after that, please feel free to reach out. It's the same reason I hold these live streams, because I know, I tell myself, fuck, I got to do a fit check today. Fuck, I got to do this live stream and tell people, hey, this is where I'm currently at weight wise. But I do it because I know it's helpful for me. I know that it will get me into the place that I need to be, hopefully. Rachel with a $5 super sticker. Rachel, thank you so much for the support. I don't know what that sticker looks like, but I will take a look at it after this stream. So thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, really quick, if you are looking for accountability in a different type of way, every Wednesday, not every Wednesday, 3 Wednesdays of the month, I do a Wednesday night live stream with a bigger group, not a bigger group, not as big as the people here now, but with a group of people where we share our accountability. Yes, I share mine as well, but it's mostly for the people in the stream. We have a spreadsheet where we talk about what our goals are for the week, what they look like. Did you achieve them? Where you're at, how you're feeling. I have other people on that live stream hop on camera if they want to, hop on audio. We all talk and chat together. It isn't about me. It isn't about everything I've just shown here. It's about you. So if you want to do something in that type of way, please feel free to take a look. There is also a link in the description for that to join the Finally Fasting fam. It is for the autophagy group. So just FYI. Okay. I'll go ahead and answer questions at this point. Let me just scroll up here. Wait, I think I went too far. There we go. Let me see here. Looking at questions. Savage Dad. Hi, Savage Dad. If you could go back in time to when you first started, what would you tell yourself back then? When I first started this time around, the second time around, or the first time around? Either way, I'll give you an answer. What would I tell myself back then? You know, it's something I learned later, and honestly, it's about imperfect consistency. That really, because that is, I feel like, it is probably the most important piece of advice that I can give to anyone. And it is the one reason I talk about it all day, every day. When I talk about imperfect consistency, this is coming from somebody with an all or nothing personality, right? Meaning I'm either doing it perfect or I'm not doing it at all, that I'm restarting, that I'm waiting till Monday. And then realizing that imperfect consistency, that I can be okay with doing a short fast here, a longer fast there, not eating the best this day, eating better the next. I think that is something that I would remind myself back then, because back then my head still wasn't in it that way. My head was in, I'm going to do it this way. It's going to be right. And it was a lot of discipline and it was a lot of willpower to do that. I expected nothing but perfection under my plan, which is why when I said on November 5th, I'm going to do a 42, a 65, and then indefinite 90s, I did that. Nothing stopped me from doing that. I did that, I think, a 99.9% perfected way. I think there was one fast where I did 88 hours and 40 minutes instead of my 90. But other than that, it was pretty perfect. And realizing that imperfect consistency would have meant that I would have still gotten to my goals, that I would have been able to accept imperfection. I think for me that would be the number one. But you know what? When I think about it right now, I'm starting to realize how important diet is. Yes, I get to eat whatever I want. Yes, I do have control issues when it comes to food. Yes, I overeat. No, I don't binge, but I am starting to learn now, especially, how important it is to eat healthy, which is weird for me to say because I am that person that will eat anything and everything and eat most people under the table. And I still do. But I've also realized how important eating protein is and how satiating it is to eat more protein than anything else. I didn't realize that protein burns more calories to digest versus fats and carbs. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about the thermic effect back then. Here's the thing, is it's something that has just taken me time to learn. I didn't realize a lot of these things, but this is part of the process. And anything that I can learn and I can share is what I keep trying to pass along so that you can take these tools and run with it. But I think that's what it would be. It would be more imperfect consistency than anything, because you know what? Even for me at the beginning, I didn't want to listen to any advice about eating healthy. I just wanted to eat the way I wanted to eat. And there was nothing wrong with it at the time because I was still losing weight. And that was my goal then. But yeah, that would probably be the number one thing, I think. Savage Dad, thank you for the question. Sarah, hi, Sarah. Love you, Jerome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Are you ever concerned, or do you ever think about your metabolism after large refeeds? Has it crossed your mind? Concerned about my metabolism in what way? That my metabolism is going to fail, that my metabolism isn't going to perform as it should. Here's the thing that I at least know about metabolism is I know that metabolism will slow down if you put yourself in a caloric deficit for an extended period of time, and not in a fasted state when you're doing 0 calories. When you're doing 0 calories, when you're fasting, that is different in that way. The metabolism doesn't work the same way as, say, for example, you're eating 2,000 calories and you decide to give yourself a 1,500 calorie refeed over and over and over, essentially a 500 caloric deficit. The way I've learned, and please, anyone in chat, please feel free to chime in. If you are cutting 500 calories off of your refeed, or off of your, let's say you're doing 1,500 calories every day, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, and you were doing 2,000, yes, you'll initially lose weight, but then your body will start to realize, hey, you're only eating 1,500. We're going to slow our metabolism down so that we can accommodate the less calories being ingested. And then what happens? You plateau. So Sarah, I'll say this too. If you look at my progress from when I did 90-hour fasts for 5 months, there was never a point in time I plateaued. I lost weight over and over and over for those 5 months. never a plateau whatsoever. My metabolism wasn't affected in any type of way. When people cut calories and they cut calories in that way, they will plateau. And then you know how to get out of that plateau. That means they have to cut calories again. So now instead of 1,500, they're doing 1,200 or 1,000. And then they do that, they'll get some results and then they'll plateau. I think that's the only thing that I really know about metabolism when it comes to that. Other people, I mean, please feel free to chime in because I'd love to have that conversation of what metabolism looks like under fasted states, because I think what I'm doing will always prove weight loss in fasting the way I do. And I only know that because I can show that with verifiable proof in my weight. I mean, yes, I know I'm lifting weights as well and I'm building muscle, so I don't know exactly if that changes the schematics of how my metabolism is, but I don't worry about it, I guess is the best way of saying it. Just FYI. My sweetie pie asks, Jerome, how is your sleep and digestive system on the days you fast? My sleep is good. It's not the best. My sleep averages around 6.5 hours, 6 to 6.5 hours. Ideally, I would like at least 7 hours. That's really what I would love to do. I mean, I'd be happy if I average 6.5, but I think I'm a lot closer to that than I used to be. My sleep used to be awful. So let me just say this. When I didn't fast, when I was 220 pounds, when I used to weigh 235 pounds at my heaviest, I was literally sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night, if that. Most of the time, I couldn't sleep, or I would wake up every 2 hours to go pee. And that was probably because of my type 2 diabetes, that my blood sugar was out of control. So right now, my sleep is pretty good. It could be better, but I don't have issues when I fast and I sleep. I know there are people I work with who do have issues when they sleep. They feel like they either have too much energy and they're not sleeping enough. But I haven't really had that issue. That hasn't been an issue for me. My digestive system on the days I fast, so usually my digestive system is fine. I'm also going to say this. A lot of people will actually, I haven't had those questions a lot lately, but usually people would be like, Jerome, how do you deal with your stomach? You know, people will talk about diarrhea. People will be like, hey, how do you not explode on the toilet after eating the way you do? Which is a really gross way of saying it. But like, I don't really have issues in that regard. Yes, I do go to the bathroom. Yes, there are times where my stomach will be an issue, and I'll go to the bathroom more often than not, usually after a refeed. But it isn't this. People talk about how if they ate the way I ate, they would be in the bathroom for hours and be in pain. And they'd go right. Like, and yes, I've had those moments, but it's not like that. I tell people I feel like I am built differently in that way. On the days I am fasting, usually the only time I will go to the bathroom is maybe the day after a refeed. If I do have a bowel movement. There are times though when I would have like a 5-day fast or a 7-day fast where on day 4 or day 5 I will go to the bathroom. I will have a bowel movement, but it's usually watery, which probably isn't the most pleasant thing to think about, but that's kind of how it's been for me. Other people, please feel free to share. Also, just by the way, any questions that I'm answering, chat, please feel free to chime in, give your 2 cents, give any advice that you can, because I think it's helpful for anyone that's in here. My sweetie pie, thank you for the question. Chi-Town DJ. Hey, how's it going? Nice night in the Chi. It's really nice today. It was actually a really nice walk this morning. It was nice to have cooler weather, especially. Savage Dad. Where's my merch? I know. I'm so behind on it. I literally have about 100 of these hats and 100 of my other one. Where am I? Let me hold on. This one too. Finally fasting. And I have stickers, and I got to get the website up. I know. Yes, I know. I want a finally fasting hoodie. Oh man, a hoodie would be great. I actually have not got. I was working. I was working on t-shirts, but not hoodies. But that's actually a really good idea too. I'm working on it, Savage Dad. I promise. I promise. Okay. Fast Feast Frolic. Yes, I would also love to buy your merch. I will get that up soon. Um. Okay. Okay. My sweetie pie asks, do you have any plans to celebrate a full year? So I do have a plan. So my a full year will be November 6th, 2024. Actually, I'm a little curious what that looks like on the calendar, what day that is. November 6th, 2024 will be 1 year of me doing that. That's a Wednesday. Oh, okay. Wednesdays are usually when I have my Wednesday night live streams, but I was thinking, and I don't know yet, but I was thinking when I'm a year in, I was thinking of doing a refeed live, a live refeed. So a lot of people who don't think I'm eating the way, because there are people who don't think I'm eating the way I do. I would love to do a live refeed just to show you what that actually looks like, and it would be like a 4 hour refeed probably. So you'd be on stream with me for 4 hours. I don't know if people really want to watch me eat for 4 hours, but something I'm thinking about. Otherwise, I don't really have anything else planned, but if any of you have ideas, please feel free to share. That's a great question, though. Every Day is Sunny asks, a while back, I asked about fasting while taking medication. I've been experimenting since then and happy to report I'm able to do so by drinking 10 to 16 ounces of my homemade bone broth once a day. That's great. Every day is sunny. I know that's not a question, but I appreciate you sharing that with people here. So thank you. Okay, let me see. Yeah, there you go. Unfriendly Stoic says weight training increases metabolism. And weight training is something I do 4 times a week at this point. I do it on a pretty regular basis. So thank you for sharing that, Unfriendly Stoic. Spike asks Jerome, let's say you do a 1 day refeed and track the weight gain, and then the 5 day vacation and feed daily. Do you notice a daily trend of weight gain each day for 5 days, similar to 1 day gain? So actually, yeah, that's a great question. Every single vacation I've had, there is a point where I will only gain maybe, I think there were some days where I didn't gain any weight at all, and then some other days where I would gain less than half a pound, which is weird because even on my 6 day vacation recently, there was 1 day where I ate so much and then I weighed the next day and I think I gained 0.2 pounds or 0.4 pounds. And then the day after, when I didn't eat as much, then all of a sudden there was a 7 pound gain. So yeah, it also goes to show how off that scale can be. So yes, it doesn't correlate the same way. The weight will fluctuate when I'm eating on a daily basis. That's a great question though. So thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Um Covey Blue Cap for the win. Yeah, and this one, Chi Town, is supposed to be a White Sox version, just FYI. 1 year mukbang. That's kind of what I was thinking. But I don't know if people would actually watch that. But we'll see. November 6th. That'll be I'll figure out what that looks like. XZKKXZ says, you motivate me so much. You're welcome. Can I ask a few questions? Sure. Where did you notice the weight come off first? And also, what did you take? The weight came off mostly on my stomach. That's where I gained most of my weight. I'm trying to think of like, I'm trying to, and I'm just going to share this here. So like, if you see my belly here, that is where most of my weight was at. And you can see it here, especially, right? Like that's where most of my weight was at. And that's where I lost most of it at the beginning. I think also on my neck is where I started to lose most of the weight, but it was mostly my belly more than anything else. I think my face started to slim down, but it really took a lot longer for my face to slim down. It took some time for that. But that's where I mostly lost it. But I'm going to remind you too, weight loss comes in different phases for people or in different places for people. For me, it was my stomach, but it's also where I think I gained most of my weight first versus for other people where it could be their thighs or their face or what have you. What did I take? What do you mean? During my fasts? I don't take anything. I don't take electrolytes. I drink water. I drink black iced coffee. I drink unsweetened tea, although I haven't drank unsweetened tea in a while. And I'll have Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, Diet Dr. Pepper. Diet Pop is typically what I drink, if that's what you're asking. So thank you for the question. Chi-Town says, I've got the burlap sacks on the sides of my chest below my armpits, like in that pic you showed. Did that disappear for you, or is it a bunch of skin now? So hold on. I'm going to share this photo again. The fact you called it a burlap sack. Oh, I see. Are you talking? Oh, I see. No, I mean, it's still, the thing is, it's still there. It's not loose skin though. And I do think it's because of my weightlifting. Like I'm trying to I can't really show you. I would have to take this off again. But like it's not, and you know what? Like I've shown pictures actually. If you, yeah, it's not. So like you could see there's loose skin here, right? But it's not this sack, right? Like this is the loose skin. That's all I have at this point there. And like, yes, it's like it's not even really loose skin here. I mean, it's probably a little bit. But it's something that I continue working on, which is why like that's really why I love doing weight training. And that's actually something that I should add in here too. So for a lot of you, right? A lot of you who are worried about the scale, do yourselves a favor and start weight training if you can. If you can start going to the gym and even lifting light and adding muscle, not only does that help your metabolism, right? Not only does that help you burn more calories because you have more muscle on you, there's just so many benefits. And then you don't have to worry about the scale as much, because yes, maybe the weight isn't moving the way you want it to, but you're doing yourselves a favor by being healthier in that way, adding muscle to yourself, right? Looking better in your body, because ultimately that's what you really want. It's not about what the weight on the scale is. It's about how you fit into your clothes, how you look in the mirror. It's not like you're leaving the apartment or you're leaving your house with a sign around your neck saying, this is how much I weigh, right? You show that in the clothes you wear. You can only benefit from lifting weights. That's probably the best way I can put that. Jacob, Papa of 6 with a $5 donation. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate you. Just want to say thank you. You're very welcome. Watch most of your videos dating back as far as 4 years ago. I appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I'm on fast number 9, down 37 pounds. That's great. That's amazing. I was just about to say, wow, 37 pounds in nine fasts. I wonder how long you've been fasting for. Thank you for all you do. You're very welcome, Jacob. I appreciate the support. Please keep us posted on how you're doing, whether it's good or bad. And I want to remind people of that. Whether it's good or bad, please share, be accountable, show up. I do appreciate that, Jacob. Thank you for the donation. My Sweetie Pie asks, do you have any triggers you stay away from on refeeds? For example, mine is any form of chips and dip. Yeah. I usually say no. Usually I say nothing is off the table when it comes to my refeeds, but I have noticed lately I try to stay away from the really shitty processed foods. So like one of my foods that I love to eat are peanut M&Ms. I love eating just like candy bars and like chips, right? Like, but I know that lately I try to stay away from that. I feel like there are a lot better foods I can eat that I can still enjoy. And yes, I will still have them from time to time, but I do try to stay away from them because they're empty calories. I know that I can easily eat a bag of Doritos, no problem. and still feel hungry after that. And actually, that's where it counts. If you think about the shitty food you eat, if you can eat an entire bag of crackers or entire box of crackers, an entire bag of chips, a sleeve of cookies, 2 sleeves of cookies, right? I could eat an entire Oreos thing, right? Whatever you want to call it, an entire package of Oreos, and I'd still be hungry. But it also made me realize that the reason I can is, yes, I know I can eat more than most people, but also the fact that they're empty calories. It really does you no good. So I'm not saying you can't have it. I want people to be able to eat what they want to eat. But I tell people a lot, when you eat that way, save it for the end. Eat all your good shit first, right? Because who wants to eat a salad if you start with cookies? Who wants to eat a salad if you start with pizza? You know what I mean? So I don't want people to restrict. If you have better willpower than me and you can not have it at all. But yeah, I want to say those are maybe my triggers, are the really, really processed foods. But it's something that I've been staying away from a lot more than lately. So yeah. Okay, everyone. I think that's it. I think those are all the questions. Before I run out of here, I want to just say a couple things. Number one, don't let the weight on the scale define you. The one thing I talked about a lot today is how the scale affects our actions. How, if we don't like what the scale says, that we end up overeating, saying, fuck today, I'm just going to start tomorrow. Don't let the weight on the scale define you. Realize that your value is more than what the scale says. Respect yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself for who you are today. It doesn't change who you are just because the weight says whatever, right? The reason I weigh, or the fact that I weigh 155 pounds today than my typical 138 pounds, 139 pounds, doesn't mean I'm valued less. Even though there are parts of me that want to believe that, I know that I'm worth more than what the fucking weight on the scale says. So please remember that. Number two, realize and remember that you are not alone. I'm 19 hours and 56 minutes into my journey. I'm always fasting. I showed you earlier, it's been 308 days and I have eaten on 103 of those days. The other 205 days, I have been fasting. You're not alone when it comes to this. Last thing. This is the most important thing, at least for me. Whether you're watching this right now or you're watching this after I finish live streaming, I'm going to really pin down the importance of accountability and showing up. Maybe it isn't as important for you, but it definitely is for me. If you are that person who is hiding, who is running away, who is eating in secrecy, who's telling yourselves, I'm going to start tomorrow, I'm going to wait till Monday, I'm going to blah, 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 stop. Show some accountability. Be consistent in what you're doing. It doesn't mean that you have to live a perfect life all day, every day. What it means is that during the hard times, during the good times, during the times in between, you show up and you be accountable for your actions. I think that's all there is to it. I think the hard thing that I have noticed is the running away part. So many of you count on me to have these Sunday night live streams. So many of you count on me to post a video on YouTube or on my Instagram or on my TikTok. I know there are a lot of you who wait for that. Imagine if I just stopped doing all of those things because I don't want to be accountable. I don't want to show up. Imagine if you did that at your workplace. Imagine if you did that to your family or your friends. Now think about this. You're doing it to yourself. Why? Do you not care about yourself in that type of way? Is your health and your wellness, is your health and your happiness not important as well? Is it that easy to put it to the side because it's you and it's not about someone else? Think about the shit you do at work. There are so many people who will drop dead to make sure a task is done at work, to make sure you get all this shit done, your project done, whatever it is at work. But you can't take care of yourself, that shit will come for you. Be accountable, show up, stop running away. The more I think about this, the more I realize that's probably more important than anything else at this point. Don't run away. Don't run away. Show up, show some accountability in what you do. Stop starting over. Stop waiting till Monday. That shit is tired. It's insanity if you keep doing that. Okay, that's it for me. I want to thank everybody for coming by today. I want to thank people for the super chats. Thank you for the support. As always, it means a lot to me. It helps me do what I do. If you are in need of help, if you need someone to talk to, please feel free to reach out to me. Yes, you can book a free 15-minute consultation. No, it's not something you can do if you've already done it. Please do not abuse that, because I've seen it happen, and there's a part of me that might need to stop offering it for free if people keep doing that. So please, if you need help in that way. Otherwise, yes, I do offer coaching. Maybe for other people, also look at it as an investment in your health, right? Think about how much money you're spending on DoorDash or Grubhub. And right, this is coming from someone like me who would spend $100 plus a night because I didn't want to leave my apartment because, one, I'm lazy, two, I'm embarrassed to be seen outside. Look at it as an investment, maybe to learn something about what you're doing, maybe to put a plan and a strategy together. When I work with people, when I coach people, I give them a spreadsheet. You get to keep that for life. Whether you want to use it or not is up to you. I use my own spreadsheet. I fill it out every day. I just share it here with all of you. Think about what's important in your life. Keep that with you as the days go on. I mean, it's definitely something that I take with me every single day. Even though I am at 155 right now and it's not where I want to be, I know that I'm about to do a 65-hour fast that I'm going to break on Tuesday, right? I didn't eat today. I'm not going to eat tomorrow. I'm going to break on Tuesday, and I'll probably be back in the 140s. And then after that, I'll do a 42-hour fast, and hopefully I'm going to stay in the 140s now instead of popping up into the 150s. But this is new territory for me, fasting these shorter lengths, not doing 90-hour fasts, entering an alternate day fast. It's a new journey. You won't know what this journey looks like for you until you do it. You won't realize what fucked up things might be going through your head until you do it. Last thing, because I should have ended this already. A lot of us use food to cope. A lot of us use food to fill in the gaps when we're bored, when we're sad, when we're happy, when we're depressed, when we want to forget. We use food as our coping mechanism. Think about that. If you're using food for your coping mechanism, if you're using food to stress eat, if you're using food for boredom, think about if you didn't. Think about if you no longer had food to cope, to stress eat, to handle boredom. This is what I have been facing for 308 days. Food is no longer my coping mechanism when I cannot eat. And you know what? I have had to learn how to deal with it. I have had to learn how to change my behaviors. I have had to learn what I need to do to make sure I don't eat. And now here I am with reality, right? That's what's happened to me. I face reality now because I have to, because I'm not using food to escape from reality. You don't know what that's like. So when people talk shit or they leave whatever comments, they don't know what it's like to now deal with something that, listen, I've spent 40 plus years using food to cope. And when it's taken away from me and when I have to deal with real shit, it's changed my life because I realize, oh my God, I don't have food to answer these questions. Now I have to do something else. Oh, now I'm doing this instead. Oh, here's something that can help me get through it. Being busy is helpful. Going to therapy is helpful. Procrastinating isn't, but it's something that I do because I don't use food to cope. But these are things that I have never learned about myself until I started doing it. Okay, that's it. I just, it's a never ending journey. It is. It is. This isn't just a, I'm going to lose the weight and then I'm going to be fine. This is where you realize, oh shit, this is so much more layered than I thought, because you have been using food for so long to figure out how to get away from life or whatever it is. So start that journey. Stop starting on Monday. Yes, I know it's a couple hours until Monday. For some of us who might be in a different part of the world, it's already Monday. So start and let it be the last Monday that you tell yourself it's going to be. Let this be the last day one that you tell yourself it's going to be. Can you do that? Actually, when I do this next Sunday, can you, for anyone, can maybe, if any of you are here saying tomorrow's going to be my day one, maybe next week you can be like, hey, Jerome, I said this was going to be my day one last Sunday, and here I am now. It's day 7, and I'm not restarting over. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe that's where you need to be. Maybe that's how you show some accountability in what you do. Mark, with the $5 super chat, Mark, it's always great to see you. Thank you for the support. Jerome made it to the live. Appreciate you here, Mark. I'm about to end it though, but thank you so much. Just showing love, man. I appreciate you as always. It's great to see you. We'll catch the rewatch or the replay. I appreciate you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you. With that being said, that's it for me, everyone. Appreciate you being here. Again, thank you for all the support. Mark, thank you for the super chat. Everyone else, thank you for the super chat. Everyone else who didn't super chat, thank you for being here, showing some love, showing some support in the comments. I appreciate you all. I will see you soon. Take care.